Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Pick and Roll, the NBA betting show on the Board YouTube channel, part of the Hammer Betting Network. Smash that like button if you enjoyed today's show. We got two picks coming for you guys. Only a four-game slate, in the NBA today, but we do have those two picks coming at you. We have a straight player prop, and then we also have an SGP on the way. It's been a tough start to this week, or been a tough week in general, but we're hoping to get back on track here. I mentioned in chat, it's been just some crazy losses here. The OT loss. We've had the blowout suffering yesterday with Jaylen Brown. We have the hook on Keldon Johnson, but two strong plays today to hopefully set it right. Let's get you those right away on today's show to avoid any movement. Just sorry for the delay, just one move right before the show. But first of all, Franz Wagner, going back to him, we're taking him just on his own. Over 18.5 points for minus 110 odds at DraftKings. Also, if you have access to FanDuel, this is minus 108 at the moment. So you feel free to go take it over there. But minus 110, minus 108, both quality prices to take for Franz in this one. Second bet is an SGP. Despite the Raptors completely dismantling the Bucks last night, that was such a strange game, and we'll talk about that for sure. But we're going back to the Raptors here and fading the Raptors a little bit. We're going to take an SGP from minus 115 at DraftKings. This is also available at BetMGM. We have Joel Embiid on the over. He likes to play against the Raptors, it seems. A little bit of a personal vendetta. But over 25.5 for him on the alternate line. And we're taking an alternate line for the Toronto Raptors point total. Just the Raptors point total under 110.5. Again, that's minus 115 odds at MGM or at DK. So, Pips, we'll go to that Franz Wagner play first of all. You're going back to him. What do you like about his matchup here against the Jazz?
I mean, Jazz play super high pace. Even though it's a back-to-back game, I don't expect them to slow down. And this is a perfect matchup for France. He's known for his floaters from like 5 feet from the rim, and that will be great weapon against the deep drop coverage. He also has a great volume this season. His usage is higher. He's shooting a lot more threes. Like he was 4.5 threes average on the last season. Now that increased to almost 8 threes a game. Utah Jazz allowed a lot of threes, and yeah, I just think this is the perfect matchup for him. Last season, even the last season, he scored 26 and 24 against the Orlando Magic, and I now expect him to be even better. Banchero is struggling. Everyone, Wendell Carter Jr. is also struggling scoring, so I think the first scoring option should be Franz Wagner, and he should lead them to a win. Orlando Magic are playing great basketball so far, and yeah, I just expect him to have a great game.
Yeah, makes sense there. We had him against the Clippers the other day, though he did not hit his line. He was one under it. Kawhi Leonard also didn't hit, so it didn't particularly matter on that one. But Franz Wagner, you have a strong opinion on the player. The Magic are looking to have a fun season here. Not sure if it's going to be fun enough to be a play-in team / a playoff team, but certainly some teams struggling in the East. We'll see. But do you think the Magic are a play-in team?
Yeah, sure. Bulls are not for sure.
Yeah. Can I name 5 teams worse than the Magic? Wizards, Hornets, Bulls, Pistons. You know what? They're right there, because then maybe you could argue the Pacers. Maybe not.
Pacers, Raptors, and Magic. Yeah.
Okay. My personal bias may be influencing. I think the Raptors are a tick above those two teams. Maybe even.
I named those three teams to battle the last 2 plays for the play.
What have the Raptors become? Well, it was a fun day yesterday for the Raptors. We'll see if maybe there's a bit of overreaction slightly on market, because we're going to fade them here. We're going to take an SGP minus 115 odds. Like I said, DK MGM for the Embiid over and the Raptors team total under. Talk to me about Embiid's matchup with Toronto and maybe the history of this matchup.
No more Nurse. They doubled him, but not quick enough. Last game he scored 34 easily. Like it wasn't even difficult for him to score 34, like it used to be before. they were allowing him to shoot from free throw extended. So that was the area he got wide open looks. He drive to the ball. I mean, he was quick to attack. He always got to the good spot. He put Jacob in foul trouble like 4 minutes in. Achua was just not good enough not long enough to contest his shots. Pick and roll with Maxi is difficult because you can't let Maxi shoot because he's unbelievable. And yeah, I think then 25 and a half is to cover. He covered this in with only 6 free throws. I think that's on lower end. Some double teams were not great, so he could draw more fouls. They're just swarming on him, and he just can pull up and get to the line. I expect it to be more today. Yeah, I just think they can do much when Maxi is playing so great. So they'll just be happy for him to settle for middies, and if they can hold him under 10 free throws and under like 35 points, I think they'll be more than happy with it. So yeah, I think the way they defended in the game one, if they repeat that in the game two, Embiid should try. And yeah, Maxi is problem. So second part of this bet is Raptors. Last night we had Siakam.
He took 13 shots. Like,
yeah. If you had 21 and a half on Pascal Siakam and he clears the line in 13 shots, you are like, what can you do about it? He scored 5 threes, and Bucks defense was unbelievable. Like, I don't know what Griffin doing, but that looked like non-playoff team defense. Like that was terrible, and it wasn't. And the offense is even worse. Like, I don't know what the hell are they doing. Like, this Bucks team looked terrible so far. He's experimenting, but yeah, difficult. So the thing with the Raptors, they are on a back-to-back after that crazy game last night. Last game against the 76ers, they shot 53% from the three-point as a terrible three-point shooting team and still didn't cover. They only scored 107. Then they had overtime against the Bulls, still stayed relatively easy under this line. Then they scored 91 against Portland Trail Blazers. So yeah, I don't think they'll touch this line. Like, I expect them to, if they get to 100, that will be pretty well.
So, they've had 110 once this season. It was yesterday.
Yeah. So also the Embiid part, like, there is not much scoring on the 76ers team. Like, you'll get Oubre and Harris to score 15 both. That's 30. And then you have no one besides Maxi. So I just expect Embiid and Maxi that they need to score like 60 plus points every night in order for the 76ers to reach 110. So yeah, they just play. Also, last game against the Raptors, unlike the game against the Bucks, they run a pick and roll with Maxi and Embiid a lot in that game, way more than in the first game. So, like, if they are playing pick and rolls together, Embiid offense will be unlocked. Maxi is learning the pocket pass, and they'll improve as the season goes on. And I think this game should be great chance for them because Jacob is staying very deep in the paint, and I think everyone in the league will accept Joel Embiid shooting middies. So Raptors are not different.
Yeah, agreed on that. I mean, even if Joel Embiid does go nuclear, the Raptors, again, might just live with those shots in that space. Darko certainly plays the analytics, the Raptors head coach. So involvement in that could be comfortable once again, allowing Embiid to have those sort of spaces. But Max, you mentioned him a lot. Just want to mention to you guys later on today, me and Evan Kirk going live at 2:30 p.m. Eastern time. Maxi will be a big topic of conversation and his role with the Sixers post Harden trade. We'll also be talking with Clippers, so stay tuned for that one a little bit later on today. But let's talk about the bets from yesterday. Recap as we always do. It was another 0-2 day for us. Unfortunately, Jalen Duren voided because he didn't play. So the Siakam one you mentioned, I see his stress here. Siakam at 13 shots, goes 5 of 8 from 3. Got him in bunches too. Had 12 in the first quarter, then really did nothing until like late third, early fourth, I think it was. Then he just had a nuclear stretch again and got himself up to 26. So game as a whole, even with a 12-point first quarter, I was watching. Obviously, happy to see Siakam doing well as a fan, not for the bet, but it just looked like halfway through the game that he was going to cool off and not even get to this line. Even still, he gets there. On the other side, Jaylen Brown. I mean, I mentioned it already, but it was a blowout. The Celtics won by like 40 points here. Do you want to talk about the Celtics?
I want to talk about Siakam. So he
Okay,
had that three of drop coverage. They completely left him open. He started the game with first possession, first three, and yeah, for players like Siakam, it's all like
streaky. He's a
getting
very
it's very
streaky shooter.
streaky. Yeah. So the first thing, then he didn't do much. Like he scored second three, also the same thing, like completely left wide open, and then didn't do anything. And then Bucks benched Giannis and Lopez at the same time. So he was going against Bobby Portis and Jay Crowder inside. Like then he got like one midi, second midi, one layup, get to the line in like 2 minutes. Like everything was falling for him, and in that matchup, he should try. Like there's no way Bobby Portis is stopping Pascal Siakam one-on-one, and that's on the Bucks. Like you can't have a lineup without Lopez and Giannis. You need to have at least one of them on the court at the same time, and they just got cooked. And then as it seemed that he got like cold, the fourth quarter started, and she just again left wide open, made threes, and even if he shot like 3 from 8 from three, like which will be like crazy good for Pascal Siakam,
That would be good night.
we'll, yeah, we will win that bet. So yeah, nothing to do about it. And the second part about Boston Celtics, I actually expected them to like, okay, we are winning, we are up a lot, so we'll move the ball and play basketball. It was like whoever gets the ball goes over the court and shoots. Like it was Drew Holiday, Porzingis, Derek White. They just everyone was fighting for their part of the points. So yeah, ball didn't just come a lot to the Jaylen Brown, and they would got pulled like with 4 minutes left in the third quarter. Yeah, not enough time just to cover. I knew Halliburton was questionable. I expected him to play, but even without him, Pacers did some great stuff last season without Halliburton.
Yeah.
Fought some good battles, and this one was just completely fell off the track. And Boston Celtics defense was unbelievable to watch. Like it's not that Pacers didn't try; they just locked the shit out, and they couldn't do shit. Like every shot was very contested with 2 seconds left on the clock.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it's just both games. The handicap is there. Siakam only takes 13 shots. Like even though it was a blowout, he played until there was 5 minutes to go in the game. But both of them, like you're betting on usage. That's like what you bet on.
Yeah.
You bet on usage, and your expectation is the player hits their averages and what you'd expect for like shooting percentages and things of that nature. So in that regard, things went fine. It's just variance really not breaking our way so far this season. Much like last season, we had an unfortunate start to the season, we'll call it, but things started to pick up. So we trust the process with these picks. Don't want to sound like Joel Embiid, but the process is there. The process is process over results in a lot of senses, and eventually the results will come along with that. That is what we are going to have here on the Pick and Roll show. Hopefully it starts tonight with the 2 picks that we have in play. First of all, Magic at Jazz, Franz Wagner over 18.5 points. -110 at DraftKings. Also, when we posted it, not sure if it's still there, but it was -108 at FanDuel. So make sure you're shopping around. Second play, Raptors at 76ers. We have a SGP -115 at DK and MGM. Joel Embiid over 25.5 points. And the Toronto Raptors under 110.5 points on the team total. Thank you guys for another great show. We're going to be live again. Well, I'm going to be live with Kirk Evans a little bit later on today. Make sure you stay tuned for that. We're talking Clippers, Maxey, Bucks defense, and of course, some bets. Me and Pips will be back tomorrow, same time, 11:30 a.m. Eastern time for more from Pick and Roll. Thanks so much for watching. Drop a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe for more just like this. We'll see you again very soon.